The island, it is silent now, but the ghosts still haunt the waves. And a torch lights up a famished man who fortune could not save. Did you work?
I've mentioned many times that I got bored with the typical sound on most records in the 1980s, with synthesizers, synclaviers, program lindrums, etc. I felt that my ears had had enough of synthesizer sounds and that they longed for acoustic music instruments made of wood. I longed for acoustic guitars, banjos, mandolins, mandolas, bass, stand-up basses, and so on. And at the same time, I discovered the Celtic folk punk group, the Pogues. It took some time for me to get used to the slurry, rough voice of singer and songwriter Shane MacGowan, but I noticed right away that I loved their sound and their songs. During the 1980s, there were few better songwriters than Shane MacGowan, and they made several inspired albums, but my favorite album was always If I Should Fall with Grace from God. That included their biggest hit, Fairy Tale of New York, the duet with the late Kirsten MacColl, and also my favorite track with the Pogues, well, altogether, Thousands Out Sailing, and that song isn't written by Shane MacGowan, but by the late Phil Chevron, who also played in this group. The unhealthy living of Shane MacGowan started to show since he became more and more unreliable. He didn't turn up for concerts and so on. I think he finally got sacked in 1991. And even if Joe Strummer and Spider Stacy took over the vocal duties, and well, two more albums were released without Shane MacGowan, it was more or less obvious that the magic was gone. Because they didn't just lose the singer, they also lost the great songwriter. The Pogues, including Shane MacGowan, has been touring quite frequently the last 10 years or so, but more as a new nostalgia act, since no new recordings have been made, and as far as I know, no real new songs have been played either. Well, I'm not sure about that. But still, after Phil Chevron's death earlier this year, I doubt that there will be much more of the Pogues in the future. Yeah. To be quite honest, I really hope there isn't, since it is the wild Pogues of the 1980s that I want to remember.